A Texas death row inmate's fight to stay alive landed in a federal appeals court earlier today. Rodney Reed maintains he did not rape and kill 19-year-old Stacey Stites in 1996, despite a Bastrop County jury convicting him of the crimes 2 years later.
Now this morning, one of his attorneys argued before the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals that DNA testing on the murder weapon could possibly reveal the true killer. That murder weapon, Stacey Stites' belt used to strangle her, was not DNA tested. The technology was not available at the time. Reed asked for DNA testing post-conviction, but those requests were denied. His team claims that the state's DNA testing regime is unconstitutional. But the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals said that that evidence was mishandled and therefore too contaminated for DNA testing. Reed's team has said they believe Stacey's fiance, Jimmy Fennell, is the real killer.
If DNA testing shows a high concentration of someone else's DNA in the webbing of the belt, like Jimmy Fennell's, it would provide powerful evidence that Reed didn't commit the crime.
Now, investigators looked into Fennell as a suspect in the late 90s, but ruled him out. The attorney representing the state argued that the mishandling of evidence was not done in bad faith. At the time, routine handling of evidence was done without wearing gloves.
It was normal practice to handle that evidence ungloved because this was prior to touch DNA being in existence. And my opposing counsel points out in his briefs that there is now a statute in Texas that requires preservation. That statute didn't exist at the time.
It is expected to take months before the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals make a decision. Today's hearing is in response to the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling that Reed's DNA request can be considered because the statute of limitations had not run out.
When we take a look at the data from the state, since 1982, Texas has executed 589 people. Just this year, Texas has executed 3 men and has 3 more scheduled before January. Texas leads the nation in the number of executions since the death penalty was reinstated. That was back in 1976. As of October the 1st, 2020, 2,557 inmates were under sentence of death in the United States. Data from the state also shows the average inmate on death row waits about 11 years before facing execution.